This is something that really does give Prince Andrew a chance to control the length of the process quite a bit. If he wants to answer the lawsuit and participate, things can go pretty quickly. I'm sure the plaintiff's lawyers would like to see it move along pretty quickly. If he does not want to cooperate, does not want to answer the lawsuit, wants to be in default, that would be a much longer course. And the middle ground would be if he does answer the lawsuit and it proceeds with the usual course of discovery and depositions and things of that nature, the federal court judge will put a discovery scheduling order into place, which will keep things moving along. If he doesn't answer the lawsuit, the plaintiff's lawyers would probably move pretty aggressively to demonstrate to the court that he has been properly served under the Hague Convention and that the time allowed for him to submit an answer to the complaint has expired. And they would make a motion for a default judgment saying, find this defendant in default and give us a hearing on our damages claims. In other words, the money they're seeking. He's had his chance to answer the lawsuit and participate, but he's defaulted. And now we'd like to move to the damages phase of the lawsuit. It really depends on how he wants to respond to the lawsuit. If he wants to ignore it and be found in default and have a judgment rendered against him, then that judgment would stand under US law. And if there was any way to collect on his property to satisfy the judgment, the plaintiff could obtain that recovery. But that's up to him. If he wants to participate in the lawsuit and answer and give testimony and defend himself, he can do that as well. Again, that's probably a question that is going to depend on more on how public opinion would be viewed of that decision than legally what it would mean to him. Right now, nothing is compelling him legally to say anything about the alleged incident. If he submits to the court's jurisdiction, then all bets are off in that regard. He can be ordered, as I said, to give a deposition. In that deposition, he can decline to answer questions. But again, he's not a US citizen with constitutional rights, ability to plead the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. So there's not a lot of upside to him in submitting to the court's jurisdiction, because that essentially means that somewhere down the line, he's going to have to give a deposition. And in that deposition, if he's going to refuse to answer the most important questions, that's just not going to look good for him at all. And there wouldn't be any point to proceeding and participating in the lawsuit if that were his intention.